Welcome to the Acecaponersc show. Once again, I ran across this thing about Chris Brown, and I thought it was kind of crazy because, Chris Brown has had his issues, and the thing is, when you say something that people don't like, or if you go against this liberal narrative of, Bad Bunny, uh, was great and it set records when it absolutely did not. Um, Kendrick Lamar had more viewers, and it was a better show, and it was in English. And Chris Brown is a very good performer. I've talked with people who have seen him perform, and they say the guy is wonderful on stage. And the fact that he had his issue, I believe, it was with Rihanna in the Lamborghini, and they will never let you live it down because they always have to have something to hold over your head. And this is like people, and this is what makes people despicable and ugly and evil. When you try to hold something over someone's head to make yourself feel better, or you say that, oh, I got hurt, oh, and so I can't get over this. No, you're just evil. It takes evil to hold on to hatred. And some of these people hate Chris Brown. And the fact that this man, made a mistake, and he is basically shook off his haters. He still pulls a crowd. People still love his music. People still love his performance. And he's basically saying, hate me all you want. I'm still here. I'm still going to do what I do. I'm still going to have, my fans. I'm still going to make my money, and nothing you say matters. And he's all about that. And I applaud him for it. But he made a comment, just a simple comment, and people are losing their minds. There was this podcast, and they were discussing Chris Brown. Let's take a listen. I got a second. I'm not sure that that's working. Hold on, let me see that again. Basically, it's not working. The link got messed up. And it was basically them saying, oh my God, I can't believe Chris Brown said something because he's a black man and he's been, kept off of tours because of, his past. And, it sounds like some vindictive nonsense. Why would you bring up, you're talking about right now, why would you be bringing up something that happened in the past? Chris Brown is not the same dude. He has made he's made music. He has his niche, and people appreciate him. Actually, people love that guy. And to have these, it's probably people that don't even listen to Chris Brown, just fringe people that, oh yeah, Chris Brown's on, no, just gonna listen to something else. If you're listening to Bad Bunny, I don't think you're listening to Chris Brown. You're probably listening to reggaeton, cumbia. You're listening to, salsa. You're listening to everything else but Chris Brown. But these people are basically saying he's a black guy, and I don't know why he would say that. And what did he actually say? This is what he said. He said, I think it's safe to say they need me. What's the problem? The guy can't have an opinion? If he saw the performance, Chris Brown is probably saying, hey, I could perform better than that. And basically they're saying, Chris Brown, how dare you say that about Bad Bunny? So what? He can't say that, hey, he could probably put on a better show. And from what I understand, this guy dances the whole night when he's on stage, and he puts on a good performance. But you know what? His response to this, after everyone lost their mind, was this. He says, I ain't gonna lie, I love pissing some of y'all off. Me, I would have said, I'm not gonna address it. I think when you start to give oxygen to haters, it just emboldens them. Jeez, I'm tongue-tied this morning. I got up early. But the thing is, you're sitting around worried about what people are saying and how they feel about you. You shouldn't. You should not waste time worrying about what people think about you, because they're not paying your bills. They're not trying to improve your life. And if someone's not trying to improve your life or they're not loving you, who cares? Let them suffer, and whatever fate they have is not your concern. And I think Chris Brown, he gave them oxygen, but he's a performer. He's a public figure, so he has to respond, because if he doesn't respond, it's just going to grow into nonsense. But personally, say you don't like me, I don't care. If you're not affecting my life, I could care less. And if you're not putting funds in my pocket, I don't care. You really don't affect my life. So hate me from afar, just don't put your hands on me. But the thing that I wanted to really touch on, as I said in my last episode, was about Iran. And Tucker Carlson touched on it when I said that Israel is not playing fair with America, and is not playing fair with the people in that region. Let's take a listen.
It hasn't been reported, but it's a fact that last night in Qatar and Saudi Arabia, authorities arrested Mossad agents planning on committing bombings in those countries. Why would the Israelis be committing bombings in two Gulf countries, which are also being attacked by Iran? Aren't they on the same side? No! Israel wants to hurt Iran and Qatar and UAE and Saudi and Bahrain and Oman and Kuwait. And they've succeeded. And the third thing you would have to do if you wanted true control over the region is get the US out of the Middle East. And this war is designed to do it, because the Israelis know that there is no appetite whatsoever for casualties, and that this would cause a political crisis in the United States, and that it would most critically convince our Arab allies that the United States is a bad ally. A Saudi Aramco facility went up last night. The Iranians said they didn't do it. Why would they say they didn't do it? Possible Israel did it. Why wouldn't they? Because if you think about it, scaring our other allies in the region, letting them know.
And basically, there you have it. I don't trust the Israelis. They are very self-serving. And I don't trust people who don't believe in God. I said it. I don't care. I'm going to say it. I'm going to tell the truth. Prove me wrong. When you talk to people from Israel, they tell you they are not religious. They don't practice the religion. The majority of Israel is secular. You have a handful of people that they always show at the Wailing Wall, but they don't believe in God. They believe in themselves. And this is why they are so ruthless in what they do. They don't care about killing people. They don't care about the loss of life. So to bomb people, to them, it's like, well, you're Goya. You're all Goyas. You're expendable. And when you read the Epstein emails, that's what he said. He said, let the Goyas work hard while we reap the benefits. And if you don't understand how these people function, then you're going to be misled by them every single time. They need America to be the bully, to do their dirty work. And I'm sorry Donald Trump got tricked. They tricked Trump into this. You think Donald Trump would say, okay, it's okay for you guys to go bomb and plant bombs in your Arab neighbors' countries? That's just going to cause more trouble. And it hurts the reputation of America. And how do you get your way? Well, you let the big bully go out and push everybody around that you don't like, that you can't fight. Because Israel can't fight Iran on its own. It needs America. When they tried to use those bunker busters, they didn't have them. They had to have us do it. And Trump was more than obliging to do it. It's either someone has something or he's just compromised. I hate to talk like that, but I'm just going to be absolutely honest. You have someone in office, and trust me, I am the biggest Trump supporter. I love Donald Trump. But the simple fact of the matter is, you have to be able to say, our government is compromised. They no longer work for Americans. They do the bidding of Zionists. Whether it's trying to pass anti-Semitism legislation, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because Semitic only means language. So how can someone be anti-Semitic? I challenge anyone, go look up the word Semitic. It has to do with language, and those languages are in Africa. Those are African languages. So how can someone from Europe speak an African language naturally? That is not their native tongue. Even Benjamin Netanyahu changed his name to an Israeli name, and they learn Hebrew. Hebrew is not their native tongue. Yiddish is their native tongue. So how can you be Semitic? Because Semitic doesn't have to do with religion. It has nothing to do with people. It has to do with language. And we have people running around saying anti-Semitism, anti-Semitism. What are you talking about? Are you like thick in the skull? There's no such thing as anti-Semitism. The only thing you can say is you don't like a certain religion, and you are free to like or dislike whatever you want in this world. No one can tell you what you can and cannot like. And it's silly. We have people running around here yelling this word out, and it's an empty word. It's like racism. Everything is not racist. Everything is not anti-Semitic, because you can't define racism. People say, oh, they don't like me. That's racist. No, it's not. No one has the right to like you. You can't force someone to like you. Oh, they said the N-word. So what? You say it too. So you're racist against yourself? Oh, they said something about Israel. So what? You have the right to criticize whomever. This is America. And despite the fact that you have people who are Zionists that own all of the online networks, all of the social media networks, doesn't mean you're not able to say what you know to be true. Censorship doesn't make you right. Censorship says that you're afraid of the truth. And we have a lot of people who are afraid of the truth. Truth opens up a lot of windows. It shines a lot of light. And we have people who don't want that light to be shown. And if you have Mossad agents out there bombing Arab countries, someone needs to be held accountable. They can't keep benefiting from America at the expense of American lives. They can't keep putting us in bad situations when it threatens the safety of America. And at this point, you don't know what's going on in this country. As I said before, there are sleeper cells all over here, whether they're Chinese, whether they're from the Arab countries, or if they're from the interior of Africa. Because over in Texas, the gentleman that shot up the club, he was from Africa. And he was sympathetic to the Iranians. So you don't know who's walking around in America. People just all of a sudden just say, hey, you know what? I don't like these people. I don't like what they're doing. I don't like America. I'm going to have my way with the Americans. And the only thing we in America can do is bury our dead and say prayers and sympathy out to the families. thoughts and prayers, which is absolutely insane to say because you don't mean it. You really don't mean it. You're not going to give a prayer and they really aren't in your thoughts. People say things that they really don't mean. And it's just, I look at them and like, just be quiet, man. You didn't mean what you said because you're not thinking about people and you're not praying, and most people don't pray anyway. So why do you care? But I think once you get down to it, we are puppets for the Zionists. And it's not going to change until we get someone or a group of people to say, hey, we're not taking your money. You're not gonna convince us to do your bidding. No, we're not taking that trip to Israel like all politicians do. And this is how you got people like Zoran Mondami. He said he was going to stay around and hang out in New York and handle the issues of New York, while all the other candidates said the first thing they were going to do is go to Israel. Want to turn people off? Tell them that you're interested in another country when you're suffering and struggling in this country. He is a terrible candidate, but he said the right thing. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a guy behind the mic, but let me know what you think. Drop some comments down below. And until next time, this is your boy Acecaponersc. Peace. And I'm gone.